What's going on, guys? Thanks for coming back to another video. So today's going to be a little bit different. I've got 4 Kydex sheaths to make today. I've got to get the shop cleaned up a little bit, and I've got a couple packages to open up. And I wanted to share them with you guys and kind of talk about it a little bit. So that's what we're going to do today. Kind of a little bit of a different video, but hopefully you guys like it. Well, the first thing we're going to talk about today is something that I probably should have done years ago. Right behind me, you can see I've got this portable bandsaw. This is the Harbor Freight brand one. And then I built this little kind of, I don't even know what you want to call it, a little work rest for it that I've used for years and years and years. It's worked out great. You'd be amazed at how many people have commented on this and said that I'm going to, catch my house on fire because of my switch setup. It's time for an upgrade. That's what it comes down to. So today we're going to put together a tool from Swag Off-Road, and it's one of their super beefy portable bandsaw stands. So I'm going to show you guys that in a minute. I just started putting it together. It's super cool, but I'm going to tear this one down and get this bandsaw kind of put on this stand, see how it works, and show it to you guys. The second thing I want to talk about today is abrasives, because I just got a big shipment of belts in from Red Label Abrasives, and I have people ask me all the time about what belts I buy, kind of how I use them, and I'm going to kind of try to break that down a little bit for you guys and simplify everything so you're not wasting money on belts that you don't necessarily need. So I'm going to kind of get right into this, tear this thing down. It's actually, I built this thing, it's pretty beefy and solid, but you can tell it's time for an upgrade. So, checking out the directions here, I kind of crinkled them up a little bit. It fits all the different kinds of saws that you can buy. Then you can see it's got the little plate that has all the different holes depending on what saw you have. So I think basically what has to happen, let's see if I can kind of show you guys, is this just has to slide in here, assuming like this, and then you just have to kind of line up what holes your saw has. And then it has a bunch of different screws and everything depending on what saw. So I'm going to put these screws in here real quick and see how this works. That's nice. So then it comes with this little knob that I believe goes in underneath, which it's got a washer with it too, because that sits up a little bit. So we're going to put that washer on there. This thing's really nice, you guys. I'm sure a lot of you guys either have this already or have seen these, but this is a nice upgrade compared to that other one I had. And that is sweet. So I think that plate will just stay on there, and then when you need to change the blade out, you just can undo that knob, switch your blade, and you're ready to rock and roll. So that's pretty cool. Also, I got this little foot switch with it instead of the thing that you guys all thought I was going to burn my house down with. So I'll get this all wired up. It'll be on a little foot switch down here. And overall, super nice product. Like always, I'll put a link in the description if you guys want to check these things out. They're very affordable, and it's super beefy, kind of an industrial feel to it. Really nice. So I'm excited. That's sweet. Well, there it is. I think this thing is really cool. See, it's got their little logo cut in the side. It's big enough. It's solid. It's all flush. Super nice. Then we got the pedal hooked up down here. Man, we are doing it. So the other box we got in the mail today is a bunch of abrasives from Red Label Abrasives. And like I was saying earlier, people ask me all the time what I do for belts and what I do for belt progression and stuff like that. And I thought I'd show you kind of what my belt order looks like. And I have to do this about every month or two. It seems like I order belts. And luckily, these guys are from Michigan, where I am. So when I order these, I get them the next day normally, super fast. They're really friendly, just great people to deal with. And that's why I've been using them for so long. But what I wanted to do is just show you kind of what I get in my normal order. These are the aluminum oxide, kind of to start, I guess. This would be a good spot. 36 grit belts, aluminum oxide, and these are the cheapest 36 grit belts that they sell, I think. Now, I use these for shaping handles. That's it. I don't use these on metal at all. They wear down fast and they're cheap, but they're good for handles because I don't know if you guys have done it before, but you know, when you're sanding down wood and stuff like that, they just get clogged up. You don't want to use a really expensive belt to do that. So that's why I buy those, and I buy a bunch of them. That's another pack of them and another pack of them. So you buy these from them, and I think they sell them in packs of 6 most of the time. And all these that I'm talking about are 2x72s, but you can kind of take it for whatever it is. Now, when it comes down to the bevel side of things, that's what's really important. Now, I do the same kind of grip progression on my handles as I do my bevels. Actually, I go 36, 60, 120, and then 180. Roughly. That's all kind of depending on the materials and stuff like that, but I always buy a couple packs of these, which is their 36 grit ceramic. I believe they call these I don't want to say it wrong, but these are their 36 grit ceramics, and they're really nice. I have tried out a lot of different belts over the years, and I find that these things are kind of the best bang for your buck. And I use these for setting my primary bevel after heat treat. And I also use these once they're worn out from bevels for profiling blades. They last a long time. They're affordable. And that's why I buy a bunch of them. I think I've got 3 packs of those. So then, you know, once you set your initial bevel, you know, and I've talked about a lot of this in my bevel grinding videos, so go check those out as well. But the longer that I have been making knives and the more I've been trying to perfect a off the belt finish, this has come into play a lot more. I see a lot of newer knife makers that, and I totally understand this, is they kind of try to use belts too long. They're trying to get the most out of them, which I understand. And I also see when people kind of jump grits a little too fast. And that's something that I've done a lot in the past, and I'm slowly trying to get over that. But the next step is these 60 grit ceramic belts. And these are really, really nice. They last a long time. And like if I'm doing a really small knife, like I'll show you guys one really quick that I'm working on. This is the shop scalpel that you guys have seen. I set all these bevels starting with a 60 grit because you do not need that 36 to really hog material. Those 36 grits are very, very aggressive. They remove the material fast. So here you go, 60 grit. I normally buy a few packs of these as well. Like I normally buy 2 or 3 of the 6 packs at a time. That way I have some for, but like I said, it's great because I just ground bevels the other day. And I realized I only had 2 of my 120 grits left. So I ordered them and bam, they're here the next day. So super nice. Their shipping is great. So let's just go through whatever else I got in here. There's another pack of 36 ceramics. And I'm not going to quote prices on this just because pricing changes all the time, but there will be links below to go check out all this stuff. That way you can order some. Now, what else do I have here? So here's the packs of 120. I think their normal ceramic belts, they run up to 120. And then if you want to get a higher ceramic, you have to go to their like flex belts, which I'll show you in a minute. But these are just the normal 120 grit ceramic belts, which are fantastic as well. These are like, the 120 grit when you're grinding your bevels is so important. And that's where I think I skipped in the past. I went a little too fast on that 120, and also I used them longer than what I should have, because those 120s don't last super long when you're grinding heat treated bevels. You need to change out those 120 belts a lot. So that's why I think I've got, I don't know, 3 or 4 packs of them here. And then what else do we have? I've got, now I think these are the Flex 180s. I think that's what these are. Let's look. You can see these are a lot thinner and they're super flexible. Now these 180 grip belts I use for that final finish on the bevel before I jump to the other belt I'm going to show you. And these, just like the 120, they wear down fast, but if you skip this step, it's amazing how the results just get so much better when you use these belts to their potential, I guess would be a good way to put it. So there's some 180s, and I think that's 180. Yeah, these are called their Flex ceramics, okay? 180, 180. You always get some nice stickers, and there's a nice little magnet to slap on your even heat. So that's pretty much what I get from them the most of the time. I've tried a lot of their belts. I've tried all their different, zirconias and aluminum oxides and all this stuff, but it's like anything. Once you do it over and over, you kind of get in a little rut of what you like and what works. But recently I started using these. These are made by 3M, and they're those Trizac belts, and I buy these. You can buy these all over the place. And what I've been doing is buying these in an A100, which I believe is about 180 grit. But these things, they are more expensive, but they last a little bit longer than a normal ceramic abrasive, and they also give you a little bit smoother finish on your bevels. You'll find that if you put a fresh one of these on and you do a finishing pass, if you're freehand grinding some bevels with a fresh one of these, it gives you just this like really, really clean finish that I am really starting to do more and more. Like I said, it's all comes with experience and comes with doing this a lot, but they're expensive to buy these belts, but the end result is so much better when you're using good abrasives and you're taking the grits up higher. And so just for example, this knife, it's probably all oily. This is a knife I'm working on. You can see the bevels of this knife, okay? I should have cleaned it a little bit first, but obviously the flats are surface conditioned, surface belt conditioned. But then the bevels are all done fresh off the belt. And that has, actually I took that to an A65 Trizac. So I go A100 Trizac and then A65, which I believe is about a 220, 240. Don't quote me on that, but you can get those Trizacs up to really, really high. I think I've got 45s. But you can see just that is such a nice finish, and it's even and crisp and clean, and I'm really, really getting into just getting that really clean finish off the belt lately. So that's kind of a quick rundown of the abrasives I use and when I put an order in. So I think, but everything's getting so expensive now, guys. It's hard, and I understand trying to get the most life out of belts, but when it comes down to grinding your bevels, use fresh belts and use good abrasives. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. I've got a ton of work to get done and finish up today to get on to the next week's batch of knives. I think I'm going to start doing some more of these kind of videos as far as what I'm kind of working on throughout the week, and kind of just maybe some few little tips and tricks here and there. So hopefully you guys enjoy this kind of stuff. If you do, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about it. And also, if you have any other ideas on stuff you'd like me to cover in the future, feel free to put that in the comments as well. I appreciate your guys' support. The channel's growing a lot lately, and it's been really, really fun. So hopefully you guys learned something from this video, and I got to get to making some kayaks. All right, guys, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you learned something from it. If you did, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like this video. If you're interested in any of my knives, there's always a link in the description below how to get a hold of me. I'm really easy to contact, and I'd love to work with you. So like always, guys, thanks for watching.